Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to AGY TV. I am your host, Maud, and I'm Ashiawo. Poverty is a prevalent issue in Ghana, Africa, and the world at large. Even though efforts have been made to eradicate it, it's been nearly insignificant. Like Mandela once said, like slavery and apartheid, poverty is not natural, it is man-made, and therefore man can overcome and eradicate it. So because of this, the AGYFoundation have come up making conscious efforts to eradicate poverty. With me here is one senior member of the foundation to throw more light and give insight on what the foundation is about. Join the conversation on our social media handles. On Twitter is AGYFoundation. Use the hashtag AGYTV. And on Instagram, it's AGYFoundation. On Facebook, Arise Ghana Youth Foundation. Do stick and stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. This is still AGY TV. If you just tuned in, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, AGY TV. Like I said earlier, I have a senior member of the AGY Foundation with me to shed light on what the foundation is about and what they seek to achieve. And the one I have here is in the person of Mr. Evans Ekuama. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I hope everything is fine.
I'm good, and thanks for asking.
You're welcome. Okay, can you give us a brief intro of who you are? Who is Mr. Evans Ekuama?
Okay, I am the International Relation Director for AGY.
Okay.
And that is Arise Ghana Youth Foundation.
Arise Ghana Youth, okay.
Yeah, we are an NGO seeking to make Ghana a great place for all, giving the opportunity to all to contribute, especially in service, and with resources, making the dream a reality. So AGY is actually a non-denominational and non-political organization.
Okay. So AGY, Arise Ghana Youth Foundation. Since it's a foundation, you should have visions, missions, and goals. What exactly are your missions? Let's start with the vision, then we come to the mission.
Yeah, I think if you are an organization and you do not have a vision or mission, then I think you are lost.
Certainly.
So for AGY, we definitely or certainly have a vision mission.
Okay.
And our vision is to eradicate poverty and make Ghana a better place for all. And the mission is to make Ghana a great country where every individual has access to the primary basic needs of life, and improving the country's economy and the livelihood of the majority in poverty way of life.
So what goals do you intend to achieve?
Okay, so the goals that we have is to inspire and practice policies that leads to the eradication and, if possible, the total elimination of poverty, the alleviation of suffering, and the achievement of sustainable development in Ghana.
Okay, so the whole point is to eradicate poverty, and it's a non-governmental organization. So does this mean that we do not need the government to support any of these?
My dear one, you see, it is very vital for the government to come in, okay, but we are not dependent on them.
Okay.
See, the thing is that it is said, to him that much is given, much is expected. So we, in fact, appreciate what they have done, but we believe we have entrusted much into their hands in terms of our resources. We have gold, we have cocoa, we have timber, we have oil. I think currently we've discovered lithium also. So as a matter of fact, more is still expected from them. Despite this, we still want to empower and encourage the citizens, especially the youth, to believe in themselves, to the point where whoever comes to power and whoever comes to promise heaven on earth to them, they will actually get to the realization or the understanding that whether promise or no promise, they will not be bothered, but they will have to rise and move to do things themselves in nation building. So I believe if we are able to grasp this concept very well, any government that comes into power will opt to be more responsible in having a servitude attitude rather than lordship.
Okay. Can you tell us how different AGY is from the other NGOs? I believe you know there are other NGOs all around. So like how different are you from the others?
Most NGOs provide relief packages.
Okay.
Okay. And we believe that's not enough. What makes us unique is that we engage the citizens in the solution of the problem. For example, if a community needs a school, we look for what they have or can provide.
Okay.
They may have some number of materials to start the project. They may have some labor force, and so on. So AGY then comes in with a difference with whatever will be lacking, and we build whatever they really want in the community. So I can give an example. Assuming maybe they want a school, okay?
Yeah.
And the school may be costing about 10,000 in the cities.
Okay.
So what AGY will have to do is to assess what they have, community members. They may have labor, they may have materials, building materials, and other things that you can talk of. So when we are able to quantify what they have, let's say maybe they have 3,000. The difference of the 7,000, AGY will have to come in and help them with it. Now, the reason why we're doing that, we want to make the citizens responsible.
Responsible.
We want them to have an identity in whatever they do. They need to identify themselves in whatever they are doing so that they can take care of whatever will be given them.
So because they are obviously participating in the process, the building process, whatever it is, the outcome, they would rather be responsible for it.
Exactly.
That's what you intend to achieve.
Exactly.
Okay, it is still AGY TV. We're going for a quick break. We'll be right back. And I promise you we'll give you more details into what we're discussing. Welcome back from the break. This is AGY TV. Thanks for tuning in. Please follow our social media handles and please send your comments and your questions on Twitter. We are AGYFoundation. Use the hashtag AGYTV. On Instagram, it's AGYFoundation. And on Facebook, it's Arise Ghana Youth Foundation. Let's keep on with the conversation. Mr. Kwama, there are so many foundations that along the line, they tend to fade out. How exactly do you intend to sustain this foundation?
Yeah, okay, I think you're right. We have a lot of foundations or organizations that are fading out because they are unable to sustain what they do.
Exactly.
But AGY, what we intend doing is we have creation of awareness, which is being made all over the country. And as such, we are building a strong team of like-minded people.
Okay.
We are involving all stakeholders, doctors, professors, lawyers, artisans, media, musicians, all religious leaders, investors, students. So basically, everyone is involved. And AGY projects, okay, will start from communities to communities. And we are going to help them in their needs by engaging them to commit to the need in question.
Okay.
We then project the image of such successful communities to the people of Ghana as an example to other communities that it is possible we can do it ourselves. So we are engaging the media to create a minute or two programs to educate the citizens constantly on, for example, like taking responsibility in keeping the environment clean, the need to remain united, the need to have a positive mentality. We believe that a minute or two set aside to do this by the radio and TV stations will do a lot of good to the nation builders. And some media, I must say, some media groups are actually doing quite well in this respect, and which is really commendable. And I would like to say that Rise Ghana Youth Foundation is also using agriculture to eradicate poverty from Ghana. And our approach is by redeveloping the communities in the country, by providing agricultural jobs in every community, which will provide employment for the people that live there, and also use a percentage of the proceeds from production to rebuild the communities into modern structures, providing them with free health facilities, modern schools with up to standard computer labs, libraries, and so on. And another thing that we are also doing is by visiting schools and helping them set up AGY associations. Schools that set up AGY groups or associations would be visited periodically with seasoned and experienced speakers, consultants, entrepreneurs, and so on, who would come motivate and help students on setting up their own businesses, etc. Now, whenever these home groups come up with business ideas, our consultants will help them through the process. And if their business is invested in, every member of that group gets paid on the business profits for life, whether they work directly with the business or not. These must be actually a group of 5 or more. And I would like to also give some examples about maybe in relation to the schools, how the school or teachers and students can also help get involved in building, in this nation building. So, for example, we have the vocational students. The tailors and seamstresses amongst them can take up the task of sewing uniforms for the freshers coming in. We have the technical students, they can take up the task of building some structures or mending broken furniture of the school. The agriculture student can take up tasks of farming, let's say growing maize to feed the school. The science student can take up some tasks concerning inventions. We have the business student taking up the tasks for some entrepreneurial activities. And art students can take up the tasks, the visual art student can take up tasks of artistic work and have them placed in a gallery in the school or at the gallery center and put some on sale. The geography students could also have professionals train them in the prediction of the weather and so on. The journalists among them could also write articles and have them published in school magazines created by themselves. So you see, we want to develop the business mindset of the students that they can do it themselves, even now as students, rather than relying on families and friends and even the government to do it for them. So even after school, the student need not wait for a job, but to start with something the individual has already acquired. In fact, we will urge all teachers to help come on board to support this.
And it's for a good cause. I can see that every course is under this, no course has been sidelined. And that's really amazing. You made mention of supporting projects with, say, an amount of money if the need arises. How do you finance your projects? How do you intend to finance these projects?
Yes, financing is very vital. And we have also actually thought about it, and not just thought about it, but we have actually thought into details about it. One major source of funding is basically by the board members. And then we have foreign donors, anyone who believes in a dream, and we have proceeds from projects that we help fund, and voluntary contributions by citizens, and this could be in cash or in kind. In kind in terms of energy, talent, knowledge, expertise, and what have you. And the question also is, as we help fund grow your business, are you not also going to help fund that of your neighbor grow? So basically, that is how we're going to do it.
The conversation is getting insightful. We're still learning and understanding how the AGYFoundation wants to eradicate poverty. We're taking a breather. We'll be right back. Welcome back from the break. It's still AGY TV. And I still have Mr. Evans Akoma in the house. Mr. Evans,
hello.
Why do you want people to join the movement?
You see, the very basic needs of health and improving the livelihood of the majority in poverty way of life have adequately not been met since the birth of the country in 1957. It's been about 64 years now. And we believe it's about time to believe in ourselves and take up responsibilities in making things happen. So that's making Ghana a better place for all. So we believe it's about time we change the paradigm.
Okay.
You know, let's come together, united as one, and begin to do things ourselves, and let's see how far it will take us. Let's go back to our culture of communal labor.
Okay.
During those days where members were able to organize themselves to sweep or clean their own communities, why can't we do same today? Why don't we translate same concept on a larger scale in nation building? So we are talking to the dear citizens of Ghana that if it was once done on a smaller scale, don't we think we can translate same on a larger one? So we need to focus in coming together to make it happen, or we believe we can do it. We believe it's time to stop criticizing and put all hands on deck to make things happen. For the day that we take responsibility for our attitude is the day that we truly grow up. AGY is a movement of us doing it ourselves.
Sure.
For surely we can do it. You know, Henry Ford once said, coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, and working together is success. And there's one famous person by name Ralph Emerson who also said, there is no limit to what can be accomplished if it doesn't matter who gets the credit.
It doesn't matter who gets the credit, it is just the accomplishment. Please, it's been a beautiful time with you here. Thanks for the insight on what the foundation is about. Please give your last words to the viewers.
Okay, thank you so much. My last words. Dear citizens of Ghana, I just want you to know that the future of our family, community, and nation depends on our response to the need for a new breed of leaders with a new attitude. I therefore challenge each and every one of us to report for duty and lead our precious generation to a better world. For the children yet unborn deserve this. Let's make ourselves vulnerable to nation building. There's one thing also that, Ghanaians are very religious, and as a matter of fact, you will realize that all the forms of religions we have the belief of life after death to a better place. Now, my question is, should we continue to live in our mess simply because we have been promised a better place after death? Let me give an example. Assuming I promise you a very big mansion, do you continue to mess up your small ghetto simply because I promised you a big mansion? So the thing is, till we get to that dream of big mansion, we need to make that small ghetto of ours at least a better place to live in. So we are urging all Ghanaians to come on board the movement to make our nation great and strong. Thank you.
To make our nation great and strong, Helen Keller once said that alone you can do so little, but together we can do so much. So please, we're calling everyone, each and everyone, no matter who you are, how small you are, your resources, your personality is relevant to the progress of this movement. This has been AGY TV, and thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions or comments, leave them on our social media handles. We have Twitter, AGYFoundation, with the hashtag AGYTV. On Instagram, it's AGYFoundation. And on Facebook, Rise Ghana Youth Foundation. Thank you once again for tuning. Bye.